Like you mentioned, the person that paid ransom, maybe the POS person doesn't know that that was a ransom money. Is there a parameter in place for CAC to enlighten these small business owners on being careful with the way they deal with people, even in their business?
That's the reason why we said the status of your company matters. Because any person that is doing one or two criminal acts or committing crime with his businesses, he will be careful in filing annual returns. Because in filing of annual returns, there are a lot of provisions that if you dare disclose it, certainly you can't commit or you can't run illegal activities. Because in the requirements we require to meet up with the annual returns filing, we expect you to disclose the PSC, what we call person with significant control. And you must disclose the address, you must disclose a lot of sensitive activity around you. So that's the reason why people decided to keep themselves inactive and be operating with house gloves.
Illegally.
That's why we encourage our people that already registered their businesses. Don't feel that they are outsmarting the system for not filing annual returns, or their business have not been registered by the Corporate Affairs Commission. To make yourself safe, rush, file your annual returns, and if you are to do any further transaction with anybody, ensure you do KYC. Know your customers. You either ask someone to do it for you, or you visit our website. Once you do our website, put that name. If someone approaches you now, I have a property to sell in a particular place, give me the comments, the titles of the property. It owned by a particular company. Search. Is that company really active in our portal? If not, don't buy that property.
Oh, so it means that you can use the titles of properties to get information about companies.
That's it.
Oh, wow.
We have integration with the land registry, most especially like Age is here in Abuja.
Yeah.
And we are encouraging other state registries to come and integrate with us. They should not relate with any inactive company for any land transactions. So also banks, they are not supposed to be allowing accounts
to be open.
Even if they open the account of the legal now, eventually now you see a company remain inactive and still operating that account. It's supposed to be blocked because it's not worthy for considerations. If we found a company is been doing a transaction in a particular bank and remain inactive, it means the bank are aiding the crime.
They're complicit.
In the matter. Our campaigning tool for this year, our main agenda for this particular year is the status of your company matters. We are enlightening the people because every day we receive, like today, I received over 10,000 requests from the security agencies over a company, over company transactions, from various security agencies. And all goes down to see whether they are active or inactive. Maybe they have already found in our system they are inactive, but they want a communication from us, written communication, because they are taking it as a evidence, either in court or somewhere. They are writing to us and we'll respond. So that's the reason why we say to play safe, ensure that anyone comes your way, make sure that your own is active, and anyone comes your way, search first to ensure that he has a good standing for you now to go ahead to do any transaction.
Thank you so much for that enlightenment. Now let's go into something more germane as well, especially when companies remain inactive. What is the next step that the CAC does? With that, we'll go back to the Registrar General. When a company remains inactive for a long time, I know it constitutes to the registration. What parameters do you use to get into that point to say, okay, is it 5 years that they've been inactive or 1 year and then you deregister them?
Yes, as I earlier told you, our operations is 100% guided by the provisions of the law. In fact, the law is clearly stated that any company stayed inactive beyond 10 years, where it's qualified to be deregistered in our register. That's one. And there is a particular provision of law which says that any company now stayed beyond 3 years, too, can be deregistered in our register. And furthermore, any business that if we have a belief in Corporate Affairs Commission that is not doing that business, that we have registered him for, we can deregister you.
Okay, if they divert the main objective or the activities they're supposed to be doing, if they shift without letting you know.
If we have the belief that they are no longer in
Business, oh.
we can straight go ahead and deregister their businesses.
And for the companies that maybe they are actually doing business, but they are inactive and you deregistered them, what is the thing that they need to do to get back?
They can only come back by way of court order.
Court order.
And they must go back to the court, convince the court that the reason why they remain inactive all this while. And if the court is convinced, it will give an order that we should restore them back. And in coming back to the Corporate Affairs Commission, they must comply with the payment of penalty, meet up with the statutory demands of filings of annual returns. After they file the annual returns, coupled with the other documents, then we now bring them back to the register. And we have the history of the registering companies. Like last year, 2025, I registered over 400,000 businesses in Nigeria. 400,000 in 4 batches, 4 tranches. 100,000, 100,000, 100,000. And it's ongoing. This year, we have already given instruction for them to look at all the companies in disobedience of the provisions of the law. They should look at chunk of 500,000 straight away this 2026. And that will not stop. We will go beyond that. The law says that if you are ever now owing the commission a kobo, we can institute the action against the directors of the company.
Okay, so it means even if the company is registered and they are owing the annual returns that they're supposed to file, if they come to do another registration, then they will pay for that?
If you have ever registered a company in a particular name, you now feel that company is no longer important or relevant to your business. You decided later on to have a group with another person to register another company for another business, the other one you abandon it. No, the CAC will go after the other companies that you abandon. We unbundle it, look at the directors, anywhere they are, in any business they are, we can follow them to track them and collect our money back.
Okay.
And if they cannot, we can go to the extent of freezing their money at the bank. That's you have outstanding in previous companies that you have now. You are not safe. A committee is just being constituted. They are doing their work diligently. Very soon you see a demand notice. And when you see that demand notice, that's the first step of procedure of recovering our money.